I'm here today with Herb Stevenson. I'm going to ask a few questions about who he is, what he does, and can we get a little background of your experience?
Okay. Well, thank you. I'm Herb Stevenson. I'm the founder of the Healing Den program. My background is I'm quite eclectic. So about 30 years ago, I decided that I was going to claim my entire heritage, so I began to explore my Native American heritage, as well as finding out that I'm a mix of German, Irish, Shawnee, Cherokee, and whatever else is in the pot of my heritage. Come from a small rural town, Covington, Ohio. It was one of the original forts when they were opening up the Ohio and Territory and Northwest Territory. A lot of the Indian battles of Tecumseh were actually fought near there. Xenia, Ohio is given credit for Blue Coat and a lot of the things, but the actual area where the original village of the Shawnee for Tecumseh was at a river crossing or fork of a river at my hometown, which later then became a fort and things of that nature. Healing Den evolved out of my exploration. I'm Gestalt trained, which is present-centered and self-awareness focused. So the Healing Den became one of those things that I was working on for the last 20, 30 years, just trying to understand presence and what does it mean to be present. And to give that perspective, because this applies to everything that I do, like many people, they have no awareness or sensory awareness of their bodies. And when I was 30 years ago, I had a midlife, what I call correction. It was like I was working like the rest of my family who overwork. Stress actually kills most of the men in my family between 40 and 50 years old. Including my brother who died at 54. And I realized I needed to change my life and change it in such a way of what does it really mean to live the life I want or to want to create, not the life I should, because that was the big thing I realized. I built a life based on books of Dress for Success, How to Speak to Success, and it's very impactful in the senses that I can show you literally. I was taught diction classes because I was told 40 years ago in college that I should eliminate my southern high drawl. And I didn't know what they were talking about at the time. And then I began to reshape myself and learn to speak what some would call proper, correct English. Now, I don't really agree with that. I think that your natural dialects are important. So over the years, I kept wondering is how do you create a process for people who are wanting to do healing work? And healing work for me is actually being fully present. So I came up with the phrase healing presence. And what does that mean? Well, healing presence is when somebody is so present to you and you're in their presence, it evokes something in you that feels healing, like being seen for the first time in your life, or actually being truly heard for the first time in your life. And all that's really important because through my Gestalt training, but also through all the various trainings that I've done and provided, that was the number one thing that I think evolved for me is presence is what's missing. Because if we look philosophically or even scientifically, the only thing, place and time that actually exists is now. Everything else is the past, which means it's already happened, and everything else is in the future, which means it's not happened, so it's just storytelling and illusion. But if you're going to heal, you have to be fully present to yourself. And so that is a lot of the background that led to this. If we were to go beyond that and say, well, what else is there? Because have you been doing this your whole life? And in truth, no. I was a banker for a number of years. I was a bank consultant for 15 years. I still I'm a consultant with executives throughout the world. I have a global consulting practice. So there is this side that some people say is my normal side. But one of the things I gave myself permission when I hit 40, which is 28 years ago, is gave myself to be fully who I am, all of it, not parts of it, not just what I should be, is how do I find a way to be part of the world as fully who I am, and then teach that to other people. And that permeates everything that I do.